What's going on, my dudes? Welcome to the video. Today we are making a new reaction video to somebody you guys have probably seen before, but I wanted to make a video about this because I don't think I've seen this. FaZe Sway just dropped a new Dragon Claw hand cam, and I want to make a video talking about why using claw or using paddles is so good. So I figured we'd make a video reacting to FaZe Sway's new claw hand cam. He's using Dragon Claw. We're going to explain what that is, and basically whether or not you should be using it as a controller player. If you guys enjoy this content, make sure you smash that like button, hit that sub down below, and let's get into it, baby. All right, baby, let's get into it. All right, so first off, if you guys want to support him, his code is YoSway in the item shop. My code is Upshall. Just make sure you're using a code. If you look at his claw cam, before we actually start the video up, you can see that his index finger basically sits on the face buttons while he keeps two fingers above the face buttons on the actual like L1 and L2, and I believe he also uses two fingers, although I can't really see it over here. Maybe he doesn't. But when you use one finger stuck to your face buttons while having two fingers for your top two, that's what makes it like Dragon Claw, so that's why it's titled this way. But watch how he uses that through this video, man, because it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. I think I have to mute it a little bit just because he's got like copyrighted music on. But just look at these high ground takes, man. The thing about Sway, I feel like a lot of people right now on YouTube, it's like the trend to do like really, really fast editing, which is all cool. Those fast editors are really, really entertaining to watch. But Sway has this editing speed, but he almost like mixes it in with this like really smooth building. So it looks like, it's weird to describe it this way, but it almost looks like low effort because he's so damn smooth. But yet, if you're actually breaking down what he's doing, you're like, what did this man just do? He just did a whole Taj Mahal-esque build, dude. Like, this is crazy, man. So the one thing is, Sway uses linear settings. That's one thing. I've personally been liking exponential lately for, like, having consistent aim, probably because I'm a boomer and my whole life playing controller has been basically using exponential settings. But linear gives you that like immediate response curve. And so if you're doing builds like this, like it gives you that immediate direct raw joystick input. I feel like you just would not be able to be this fast as a builder on exponential, man. Like 100%, dude. Look at that, bro. You know, so I feel like I watch so many editors that like Raider, Rift, you know, LD, like these guys are just absolutely insane. But Sway, I just feel like really pushes the whole creative building thing forward, man. And if you look, just watch his finger right now. Watch his index finger. Dude is just not moving off those buttons. He got his edit on triangle. He's jumping on X and he's swapping in and out of builds on circle. And you really, if you look at his hand, because he has it set up that way, obviously there's more movement with his top fingers than there is with his actual index finger. His index finger, his claw finger is not really doing that much movement. And I get asked all the time, like, is claw hard on your fingers? I honestly don't think it is, because you don't have to do as much movement as people think you do, especially with your index finger. Once you get used to sitting there, you're only just kind of tapping the side of the face buttons with your index, dude. This editing speed is absolutely mental though, man. Like, that's so difficult to do, bro. One thing you'll see right now with Sway is he's editing with his blueprints out. Like, he's basically just he's keeping it out the whole time. He's doing all these builds and he's doing his editing. If you're playing and you're like putting your builds away every single time you have to edit, it actually adds a little bit of input delay. It's the same way as if you like pull out a shotgun or pull out an AR in this game. Those guns have like a certain amount of time, like almost like a deploy delay. It's the exact same thing with your builds if you're swapping back and forth between like your pickaxe and your builds. Basically, if you just edit with your blueprints out the whole time, you don't get that delay and it allows you to edit a little bit faster. If you look at like any like really fast editor, you can see that. So here's the thing about FaZe Sway's like claw grip that makes it so good. And you can see in the video, for one, he's absolutely locked in with like his fingers on his bumpers. He's got his index finger on his face buttons. But here's the thing about it. While he's doing all of these builds, he's able to maintain complete control over his joystick. That's the most important thing about it. And it's why Sway has been able to elevate himself to such a level and be so good at building in Fortnite. Is because he has incredibly good joystick control while also minimizing his movement with his index finger. And that way his thumb stays locked in on his right joystick. He doesn't have any movement at all. And basically what it does is it increases his consistency because it gets rid of all this jerky like hand movement. When you are playing and you have your thumb going to the face buttons, every single time you jump, you leave your face button and you have to go off of it and then back onto your joystick. That's going to introduce inconsistencies in your gameplay. Now, here's the thing. You can kind of fix that by either switching to claw grip, or you can buy a paddled controller. I use the Scuff Infinity 4PS. I am sponsored. If you guys want to get a 5% discount off of Scuff controllers, you can use code Upshall. But basically, I really enjoy these controllers. Any paddled controller will work. I just personally think that Scuff controllers have the highest build quality. And if you're trying to get something that feels like a PS4 controller with paddles, I think the Scuff makes the best controller. But that aside, I definitely think that if you're trying to elevate your game and get that FaZe Sway level of movement, I mean, just look at this, right? Like, look how fluid this is. And he's not doing too much. If you actually look at his hand, he's not having to flick all over the screen. His hand doesn't look like panicked all over the controller, you know? He's just has his hand stuck to the controller and his index finger. It's just kind of like moving a few millimeters at a time to hit the buttons. By minimizing the amount of movement his hand actually does, he can maximize the amount of movement that he actually has in game. And that is really what makes his claw grip so good. I personally love claw grip. If I were to learn anything, I still think I might play claw. But if you don't want to play claw, or you do find that it hurts your hands, you can use a Scuff gaming controller as well and really elevate yourself that way. I personally just use Scuffs, even though I use claw grip, because I personally find they just are better, man. But like, you cannot get this level of movement, man, unless you're keeping your thumb on the joystick at all times, right? Like, that is the thing that makes him so different. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction video today, and I hope that clears up kind of basically the back end of why FaZe Sway has such incredibly good movement, man. He is still, to this day, from the time I discovered him like 2 years ago to now, after hitting 3.6 million subs, just so absolutely fluid and always like consistently pushing the game forward when it comes to fast building. I'll link his channel down below. I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably already subbed, but I'll link him anyway. If you guys want to go over there, hit him up with a sub. You can also drop the sub on my channel if you guys enjoy the reaction, explanation, breakdown content, and you can drop a like as well. It helps bump the channel in the YouTube algorithm. Hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll catch you guys in the next one.